On today's episode of Watch Jericho, we are here with my 2000 Saturn SC2, and in the last video, we got close to getting this transmission out, and today, we're gonna get it out. What is going on, guys? I am Watch Jericho, and like I said, we're here with my Saturn SC2. And in the last video, we got everything unhooked from the top of this transmission. We pulled out the battery box, the ECU, all the air intake piping, and unhooked all the connectors, shift cables from the top of this transmission. Today, we're gonna lift this thing up and try to actually get the transmission out. So there's still a ton of work to do. It is gonna take quite a few hours, but hopefully by the end of the day, this transmission's on the ground and we're ready to throw a new clutch in the car. Let's lift this thing up. We're gonna get right into it, pulling the wheels off, pulling the suspension. Both CVs have to come out. After that, we'll support the engine, and hopefully that's all we have to do to get this transmission out. So let's get to it. So to get these wheels off, first you have to take off these wheel covers, and it has plastic fake lug nuts. And those plastic fake lug nuts hold on this entire cover. And once you get that out of there, you can use your 19 and actually pull the wheel off. It looks like somebody's been in here and replaced all the lug nuts. Kind of interesting. Wow, the same cute little brake rotors that we had on that Honda N1. Anyway, now we're gonna go ahead and pull off the axle nut, and then we'll drop everything else and just keep right on chugging. So we're using a 30 on this axle nut with the big impact, of course. If you do use the big impact, you won't need any other assistance or anything to hold back on the rotor. Just let it eat. Oop, should come right off. And then the washer will follow. And now we can start tearing all the suspension down. We're gonna go ahead and give this thing a pop right on the end of the axle. That should free it up and make everything easy to take apart. It'll also pull the washer out for us, so. There we go. Now we're ready to pull these two bolts off the shock. That should let us lean this thing over, hopefully enough to get the axle out. We'll see. If not, we'll keep taking it apart. But I'd rather leave the brakes on the car if we can. So that's kind of our goal here, is just to flop everything out. And on the other side, a lot of it has to come out because the transmission has to come out of that side. But on this side, just to get the CV out, should be pretty easy. So we've got an 18 to pull the strut off of here. And we're definitely gonna have to back this up. This thing has no ABS. There's no speed sensors or anything like that. Old school car. We've got it separated. Now let's see if we can push this axle out without too much work here. I think we might have it. There it goes. Okay, now we've got to drain the transmission down because I'm going to pull the CVs out and we don't want fluid going everywhere. So it looks like about a 15. Oh, wait, might even be smaller than that. It's 15. Okay. Wow! Okay. So before anyone mentions pulling this without having a way to fill it, the fill on the Saturn is actually a big plastic thing on top. So there's no way we won't be able to fill this. It's just kind of pops right out. Oh, that gear oil looks amazing. So we've got most of the transmission drained down. Now it's time to pull this bracket. It's on the back of the engine here for the CV axle. Wow, those are tight. After this is out of the way, we only have the driver's side to deal with, and we'll be home free on our way to pull this transmission. Okay, so we have our bracket for the CV off, which should let us pull out our CV. It's gonna take a little bit of work, but I think with a big pry bar, we can just give it a hit right here, the collar, and it should come right off. Or just a yank. Oh, it's coming out. Oh, there we go. All right, passenger side done. On to the driver's side. So we're ready to repeat over here, pull the bolts out of the strut. Hopefully just leaning this over is enough for me to get this CV out, and we'll go from there. All right, let's pop this CV out. There it goes. Came right out. All right. CV retrieved. So we're bringing the car down just a little bit so we can pull the wheel well liner out. It's kind of hiding some of the bolts for the transmission mount. I think we're pretty close to where I want to be. And we got to pop about 20 Christmas trees out of here. So I'm going to go around and work all of these fasteners till they're out of here. There's one. Let's see if we can be that lucky on 20 of these things. We're down to the very last Christmas tree on the wheel well liner. Okay, that should have been it. Let's see if this works. Woo! We can finally see in there. Now we have to take off another liner. We have this inner wheel well liner. Got a bunch more Christmas trees or push fasteners on that. And then we should be able to see the transmission and get to this end transmission mount right there. There we go. We can finally get to the end of the transmission. Got to take out a lot of stuff to make that happen, but now we're good to go. And this should let us guide this up and out of here. I think we're going to end up pulling the entire transmission. I think most people just kind of slide it sideways, but since I need to do the flywheel, we might give that a shot. If it doesn't work, we'll just end up taking the whole transmission out the top. It's probably a lot easier than trying to drop the subframe, that's for sure. Everything else is already unhooked, so we're pretty much at the drop point, other than possibly taking the starter out. And I'm not sure if I need to do that or not. I'm going to take a look around, probably actually lift the car up so I can fit underneath here, and then decide if we're pulling the starter or not. So we're going to go ahead and try to pop the clips off to hold the shift cables in. Oh, of course, it worked way too well. Here's the back one. There's our clips. And then our shift cable should be free now. So, a little wiggle over here. Yep, there they go. Cables are all free, and that was the last thing on the transmission. So now we've got a couple of bolts, a couple of knives, a couple of wives. This right here is the lower transmission mount, this rubber block. So there's two tins holding that to the transmission, which is hilarious, tiny little bolts. We're gonna go ahead and pull those, and hopefully that frees up this whole transmission. We're ready to start dropping it. So I'm gonna start here, and then we'll work our way back, go around the bell housing, and hopefully that gets this thing down. There's one of the tins. Pretty easy to work on the floor in your garage if you need to. Okay, that one's tight. There we go. Stuff's flying all over. I haven't taken off the upper transmission mount yet. It's this one right here. We're gonna go ahead and do that too. And that should get this thing basically all the way down. So here's that upper transmission mount. Oh wow, that's a 12, not a 13. We're not gonna lose this time. Oh, the bolt broke loose. I thought the socket came off. Okay, so now we've got a much better socket. There we go. This mount, you can just flip over like that. This is the last bolt, which blows my mind that there's only 4 bell housing bolts on this transmission. All right, now we're just gonna grab a pry bar and see if this thing separates, but I kind of think it just did. It definitely appears like this is the easiest thing to work on in the world. Let's find out. Wow, the starter doesn't even have to come out. You can do it with just one screw jack. We got it done. Now, we should have the clearance. Oh, it's so nice to have a transmission you can just pick up like that. So, our lower mount's actually in really great shape. I'm surprised there's no cracking or anything like that. So we can set that aside and get ready to drag this transmission out of here. So, oh, there we go. Oh, come on. I sure hope this is trash. It looks like it is. I just don't want to get this thing apart and then find out the clutch wasn't bad and there was some other like major issue. What we've got to do now is pull out 6 10mm bolts that are right there around the perimeter of the clutch. And you'll want to leave 2 of those probably until the end so that when it springs out, it's nice and even. It does have spring pressure on it right now. We should be able to do this without moving the transmission anymore. That's my hope. Okay, And then to rotate the engine, you can just grab the flywheel and give it the old turn. I'm using my pry bar on the teeth of the flywheel. And there we go, another one broke loose. So the clutch is loose, it's just sitting on its pins. So we should be able to wiggle it off. Ooh, bunch of material coming out of there. All right, there we go. We've got some super uneven wear. You can see the clutch here is all the way down at the wear rivets, or even past them. And all of the grooving is completely gone. Let's see, plate won't come out. I wonder if this thing was having problems releasing. Oh, where'd all this come from? So this side of the plate, what is that? Oh, the whole spring assembly broke. Huh, look at that, it's all falling apart. Yep, this thing was toast. It was probably improperly installed. Here's more parts of the, there we go. Pressure plate didn't have any burns on it or anything. All the metal just broke. At least we're replacing all of this. There is a burn mark right there. It's been hot, just right on that edge. Well, this was our problem. Took out the whole car. All this metal is junk. It's got cracks in it and stuff. All right, so I went around with the pry bar on here and broke all of the flywheel bolts loose, so we should be able to just spin it off now. And that should be it. Flywheel's just hanging. All right, that rear main seal looks great. There's no, it's completely dry around that thing. And here I thought I was gonna need one. It's just the pan leaking. So our flywheel also looks great. Almost no hot spots. See, we got a couple, like one little spot. Honestly, this stuff's almost just wiping off. So flywheel was in great condition. Well, we've got a new one coming, so we might as well just go ahead and swap in the new one. Well, there you have it. That was separating the transmission, removing the clutch on a Saturn SC2. I would say this is pretty simple. Once you get everything off the top, everything's disconnected, come down here and pull out the wheel well liners. That's probably like one of the most time-consuming parts, is getting all that plastic out of the way here. And pull both CVs out, drain the transmission down. You don't have to drain the transmission down if you want to get covered in fluid, but I'm glad I did it because it's simple and it only takes like a quart, maybe two. And we're going to change it to GM Synchro Mesh, I think, better fluid, or Motul ATF, something like that. That's it. Clutch is out. Now we need to see if my new parts are here. I overnighted them a few days ago, and of course, you guys know how shipping is today. It's not here yet. Or I don't think it is. We did find out all these pieces that broke are out of the spring dampener on the clutch disc, and probably what happened is these got jammed in there, and once they got jammed in there behind the pressure plate or the spring, it caused basically it to be mechanically locked so that you couldn't actually apply the clutch anymore, and that's probably why this broke. It's weird that it wouldn't let it apply at all, so it must have just been jammed in there perfectly so that the pressure plate could never touch the clutch. I don't know how it was stuck in there, but it was definitely stuck in there and it ruined everything. So anyway, the car just needed a clutch, just like the seller said, so that was pretty rare. That is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shop.watchjericho.com for cool shirts just like this. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do, and I will talk to you next time. Just a couple 1 ounce pieces of metal completely took a car out. That's how simple it can be sometimes. And what's nice is this transmission is very easy to lift. You get two hands in here, no problem lifting it. Also, the SC2 has a one of those unboltable rear mains, which is sweet, and it's definitely not where the leak's coming from, so that's also nice. We're not gonna put a rear main in it. So I just walked out the door to the shop, and look what was sitting here at the door. It said, got this tool as a promotion for free, figured you could use it. A local subscriber, Ben Wrenchin. Well, thanks, Ben Wrenchin. Said thanks for all the content. Let's see what's in here. I'm excited. Oh, a Ryobi electrostatic sprayer? Is that actually what's in here? Nice. That is super cool. And the charger and a battery and everything's in here. I'm not actually sure what this sprays, but I'm kind of guessing it's paint. Well, we're gonna figure that out. Thanks, Ben. This is awesome. Best mail time ever. Walked out to random things. I will say that was like the easiest job ever getting a clutch out of a car. Getting that transmission out took way less time than I thought. So I'm pumped about that. And secondly, if you're doing that job, it's pretty simple. Like, you will not have any trouble doing that on the floor in a garage. All right, we just drove a full hour to pick up this clutch. It just got in. So now we've got our clutch and flywheel and everything. Let's go put this back together and it should be done tomorrow. We got a good box here too. Whatever's in here I'm excited about. Terminator X-Max. This is the ECU for the S10 Extreme. Everybody's always wanting updates. It looks like we finally got the parts. If you guys want to know how bad the shipping and parts situation is right now, this was ordered the day we got the S10 Extreme, so 3 months ago.